Today I'm going to be reviewing The Star of Kazan by Ibbotson, this book. So Eva Ibbotson is one of my absolute favourite writers, and someone I read a lot as a kid and have really enjoyed going back to as an adult. And it's quite weird as an adult reading her books because it feels like actually quite a lot of my values were influenced by her writing. And she's someone who writes, so I have a great affection for as a writer, as well as having an affection for her books. She was born in 1925 in Vienna to Jewish but non-practicing parents, and left Vienna as a child and came to live in London, partly because of the rise of the Nazis. And that experience of fleeing fascism really shaped her ethics and her values and her writing, and that comes through in her kids' books in a really clear way. And her sort of values of tolerance and empathy and the importance of standing up for the right thing really come through in this book and in her others. And you also get a sense of her as a person, of her passion for particular things and enjoyment of certain aspects of life. So there's some of her books, I think the two written after her husband died, which have take particular joy in describing the natural world and plants and animals. And she wrote about that and said that that was partly due to the influence of her husband as an ecologist, and her incorporating that into her writing was in some way a tribute to him, which I think is a really beautiful thing. So this book, The Star of Kazan, is set in Vienna in the early 20th century. And love of Vienna as a city is something that comes in this book, and it'll make you want to go on holiday in Vienna, basically. But it's about a girl, Annika, who's found abandoned as a baby in a church, and is adopted by two servants and raised by them in this house with three eccentric professors, but always dreams of discovering her true parents and being whisked away to a life. And eventually that happens, and a mysterious woman turns up saying she's Annika's mother, and the book is about what follows from that and how it plays out and how it doesn't meet Annika's expectations of this fairy tale. So there's a really kind of nice children's story, dramatic plot with twists and turns and mysteries and fortunate coincidences and escape on horseback, and that kind of thing, which is all good fun and really enjoyable. And Eva Ibbotson has a really lovely, gentle humour that's sort of really nice, wittiness that's never really cruel, kind of a lot of empathy for her characters. And there's also kind of the other value coming through this book is this sense of the importance of a found family, of valuing the people that are in your life and creating relationships with them, rather than it always being important to be with your blood relatives and that being your family and determining your life, but rather you can make your own life. I also really liked the kind of friendships that Annika has. There's Zed, who's a boy who's a servant in her kind of mother's estate. He has a really lovely relationship with a horse called Rocco that's very sweet and very kind of nicely described. And you get a real feel for kind of the horse as a character as well. I really like the way she writes about animals. And there's a kind of bookish best friend who's very shy and anxious and reads all the time, and doesn't think she's very brave, but eventually kind of proves herself and does something really brave. So that's really lovely, and the sense of community in Vienna, this square where everyone knows one another, and the eccentric professors having their whims catered to, as well as the Ellie and Sigrid, I think, the two servants who are raising Annika, and part of that is kind of passing on their values of hard work and passing on their knowledge, particularly of cookery. And there are some mouth-watering descriptions in this book of various Austrian foods as well, and yeah, that's another thing with Eva Ibbotson. If she gets deep into her subject, you don't have a sense that she's passing knowledge of, oh, this character likes to cook. It's like properly in there with the recipes, and embracing the character's passions and really conveying them. It's definitely a book I turn to like as a comfort read. It's quite nice to go back to if you're a bit ill, and to be in this kind of children's story where there's like danger and peril, but you kind of know it's all going to work out, and it's quite nice along the way. So yes, I'm just going to check my notes to see what else I was going to say. Yeah, there is some sadness in the book in terms of kind of hinted at, like some sort of emotional neglect in terms of no, just into that emotional neglect. I've just remembered there's a bit with a very bad boarding school, and there's what goes on there is a bit troubling, and there's one mention of animal abuse, which is not nice, but other than that there's kind of not anything nasty in it. And it's one I recommend for enjoying really lovely descriptions of food in Vienna, and a really nice kind of working children's storyline with a good dash of adventure and friendship and rescuing people from peril, and the long lost mother not being quite all she seems and working that out, and then coming back to that value of found family and friendship. So yeah, that's The Star of Kazan, which I recommend as a nice comforting read. Okay, thank you, bye.